Alright, hello guys. This is a Python tutorial, and today I decided to show you guys how to do Python basically. So I'm using Python 3.8. I don't know what you're using, uh, but this is just Python 3.8. I don't really know what you're using. Um, so let's just get right to it. Okay, so let's use the turtle graphics. Most people use turtle graphics to create shapes or to draw stuff, um, which is totally fine. But in our case, we're going to be creating a game. So let's go ahead and type in import. It's supposed to turn kind of like orangey or yellowish if you're on the same uh, type as me, same type of Python as me. Let's do turtle. So import turtle. Be careful, there's a space over here, otherwise it won't work. Otherwise, look, if you import turtle, it loses its color. So you need to do a space, so it loses color. Okay, now if we run this, let's just try and run this and just save this. Just name it first game. Okay, let's put it into desktop. Save this. Okay. Now, let's run this module. As you can see here, nothing happened because we didn't do anything. So we'll need to do something over here. So over here, we want to set up the screen. This isn't awfully hard to do. Let's just do win equals turtle, then win. You can name anything you want. This is what you name. So this is the name of the screen. Oh, sorry, not turtle. Screen. Okay, sorry. It's turtle.screen. Okay, so this is the screen of the window. So what we want to do over here is speed equals 0. 0 is the fastest we can go in Python, and it goes along by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Since this is a game, we want it to go as fast as it can, so we're just gonna put it at 0. Then we're going to put win.bg color. So this means we're going to set the background color to, we need to put parentheses and this quotation marks to, let's say, light blue. Okay. And then we're actually done. But if you want to add something, that's totally fine. If I miss something, that's totally fine. You can just add it if you want to. But we'll just go on. Okay. Let's add a player. So let's add the player. Okay, so you can name the player anything you want. But this time you have to do turtle.turtle. So this is representing a character on the screen. So let's use player.speed equals 0. You need to set this as well. We want the player to go as fast as it can. I suggest, because we're going to use a lot of code with player, I suggest copying it and then saving it. So then you don't have to type the whole thing again. So let's say the player's color equals black. Let's say player. Oops, posted. Then let's do shape. Shape. Need quotation marks as well. Okay, so there's lots of different shapes. There's even a shape called turtle, and I'll show you what that does. So turtle. Okay, this is just basic code. It's not too complicated. So let's hit run, and we'll see what happens. I need to save this first. Okay. Ah, yeah, I forgot about this. Doesn't have any. The screen doesn't have an attribute called speed. Yeah. So now, uh, this is doesn't have a speed attribute, but it does have a tracer attribute. We'll get into that later on. So let's just fix this. Let's just do let's do win title. Let's make it first game. And if you say this, and we'll run it. And as you can see over here, it says first game over here, and you see this black turtle over here is the code we did for the player. So we coded for it to be a turtle. And it's not very overly complicated if you think about it. So yeah, let's add some more code to this player. Let's set its position to -200 by 0. Okay. Now, don't know what else I need to do. Yeah, that's about it. Let's run this and we'll see what happens. Okay, as you can see, we made a mistake over here. It drew a line. We don't want a line. So we'll just fix that. We don't want a line in the player. So before this code runs, we're going to put a player.penUp. PenUp means that the pen of the turtle will be up. So that means that whenever it moves, it doesn't draw a humongous line behind it. So yeah, now let's run this, and you'll see there is no line anymore. See? There was a line over here going to the center, but now there isn't. So that's pretty neat. Okay. So in this game, we're just gonna figure out on how to move the player. Okay, so in every single game, we're going to have a main game loop. In this thing, we're going to be doing all the functions that the game needs, like moving, collisions, something like that. But before we do that, we need to call the functions. So before we do that, we need to go to def move right. Okay, so this is defining the function moving right. So let's do that. So let's use this player's turtle to go right. So let's do player dot x equals player dot x core. As you can see over here, this is you're naming the variable, which is x, and that equals player dot x core. And then down here, we're gonna have x plus equals. You need to have a plus and equals, otherwise it doesn't work. Plus equals. Oh, I forgot to do something over here. You have to add something called player speed. This is a variable. You can set it to anything you want. I'll set it to 7. Okay, so now what we need to do over here, we need to use player speed and add it to the player's x core. So x plus equals player speed. Now let's do the player dot set x to the new x. Since x added to the player speed, we're going to set it to this new added x, and that means that it's going to move. Let's do the same for moving left. You might think that it's sort of like the same thing, but you change this into a minus. Okay, so let's just copy this, and let's paste it over here, and let's change this to a subtract. So what we need to do in this main game loop, not really much, because it really calls the function. But before this main game began, we need to do something called keyboard bindings. This is not like your usual scratch or anything. You can just if key press or something. You need to actually do the keyboard bindings. So over here, we're gonna import a function in Turtle called turtle.listen. So it listens out for if you press the keyboard. So we're going to do turtle.onKey and parentheses, and let's call this function, let's call the move right, let's do move right and comma, then the right key. You need to put a capital, otherwise it won't recognize it. And then turtle.onKey move left. So that means we're calling the function move left, and that is left. Okay, let's try this out and see what happens. Oops. Over here, I forgot something. You need to put parentheses, otherwise it doesn't work. Same over here. Okay, now I think it will work. Okay, so if you see over here, if you see this turtle, move right, moves right with us. Move left, moves left. There's only one tiny little problem. When we move right, it's fine, it's facing the correct way. When we move left, it's facing the same way, but it's going left. So let's change that. Let's do player dot set position 180. That's to left. 90 is up, 180 is left, and 0 is right, and down is negative 90. Let's put over here. So player set heading to 9. Whoops, not 90. 0. Okay. Let's try this thing out. Okay, as you can see, we're moving right and we're facing the direction 0. And we move left. Whoa. What's happening? Okay. There's something wrong over here, not set position. I'm sorry. We need to set heading. Sorry about that. We need to set heading, not set position. Set position is up here, and set to the X and Y coordinates. Sorry about that. Let's run the module. Okay. Let's try this again. So move right, it's okay. Move left, it's okay. Okay, so we figured out how to move left and right. That's it for this video. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you for another one pretty soon. Bye.